Right. Okay. Cool. Here we are. Session 20. Woo. I feel like I don't really need to recap. I think we all know how we got here. But you're on the road to Guadarisma. You are like one night away, I'm pretty sure. It's the early hours of Magda the 8th, and you will get there sort of afternoon on the Tovda. I don't know what I called it. Tuesday. And yeah, you were camping in a little clearing when suddenly all these frogs appeared on like a nighttime migration path that you were sort of just in the way of, coincidentally. And one thing led to another, and one of these frogs, Carl Bloody Sagan, had the ability to poison people or inflict madness on them. Toki got bit, and then Wraith got bit, and then Wrath did bite it. And this is where we're at. We will go back to the battle page because we are still in combat. So Wrath has just passed away. That's just happened, and it's a lot. And God, where we're at, his sister is like straddling him, daggering. Still this look of madness in her eyes. Alanis, you're kind of sitting on his stomach, blocking him, trying to go for her wrist. Harvey, you're on his legs, trying to stop her from behind. And Toki, tragically, Wrath is in your lap. His head is in your lap, and you are holding his face. He's just stroked his sister's face and said it's okay. And to be honest, unknown to all of you, has just breathed his last breath. So I'll say everyone that isn't Wraith gets a go, and then we're going to come back round to Wraith, and we'll roll to see who you're going to hit next.
Side note, your hair looks great, Laura.
Oh, me? Really? Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I haven't washed it in ages. That's nice of you.
Hit me.
Mm. She's just ripped out Wrath's stomach, basically. Like, it's unpleasant.
Harvey will... he's not had a lot of luck with his spells, but he's going to keep trying because he doesn't like the idea of stabbing Wraith. He's going to cast Mind Sliver on her, please. So I need a DC 13 intelligence saving throw. Going to be a flat roll. Oh, it's off the table. 4! Nice. You'll have to see it. Right. You're going to take 2 points of psychic damage, and you're going to subtract 1d4 from your next saving throw that you make before the end of your next turn.
Nice.
Noted. Remind me about the d4.
Mm-hmm.
I will do my darndest. Hit me! Someone God.
I don't want to shoot Wraith, so that leaves me with... Can I try and, like, tackle her off? I know my athletics has not been great this fight so far, but...
Give it a go.
I want to push her off.
Of course, yeah, you hurl yourself at her, so make... it's less... I suppose it is a grapple. Roll to hit. So, what would it be? I don't really know. So, like, definitely D20. And then I'll say, add your proficiency and your strength. And then, yeah, I'll say it's just sort of like how creatures do it if they hit you grapple. Because it's more of like a... trying to push her away.
is a 30-20.
Nice. Okay, cool. So you, I'll say you can like push Wraith because that was your intention. You can push her like one square in whatever direction you want, and also she's grappled by you.
Yeah, I'll push her up so that I don't push her onto Harvey.
Yeah.
And then just be grappling her.
Nice. And I'll say you're like there. Awesome. Cool. Toki, my love, what are you doing?
That is a very good question. So do I realise that Wrath is dead in my arms?
Roll me a medicine check.
It's an 18.
I think yes, and it's up to you how much Toki wants to accept it, but yes, like your knowledge of like, I mean, it's what we talked about this weekend. You don't really have like formal church training, but you have knowledge of medicine and clerical studies. And I think some innate part of you senses that there is no longer a soul tied to this body. Like, logical part of your brain is like, that's so much damage, like, and he's not moving. And then maybe an emotional part of you is like, oh, it'll be fine, like we've come back from this before. And then another part of you, like the part of you that reaches out, I think, and touches magic, just is like, I don't think that's Wrath anymore.
Yeah. Okay. I very much don't want to get up and have to put his head on the ground though. So, what's gonna be helpful? What's happening? Just pretend that we abandoned the time that Harvey, like, genuinely 5 minutes ago was stuck inside. I am going to try and cast... No, actually, because that's not going to work for very long. I think we two just need to knock her out. I will cast... are you going to get that? I will cast... that's not going to work either. Bear with. What? Okay. No, I'm gonna cast... Oh no, that will be fine actually. That will be fine. I suddenly looked and was like, I could do really well, and ended up accidentally killing Ray. But
Oh, well.
I was looking at a higher level. I was looking at a higher level spell. No, I'm not going to do that at all. Toki doesn't want to do that. I'm going to cast Hold Purse. No, I don't think Toki would want to hurt you. I'm going to cast, I'm just going to cast Command again, because you've got a minus D4, let's see if it works. I think Toki's just very upset, and it just says stop, and it's going to cast Command.
Yeah.
It's a DC 14 Wisdom save.
Okay, let's see. We roll. No. Well, it's a 2. So even if I minus a d4, that's a 1 plus 3, 4.
And yeah, I think he just says stop. There you go.
Yeah. And yeah, Wraith, you are just commanded to stop. You feel a hold, a tug on you, and you just can't do anything. You're just stop.
Just lie still.
Yeah. I think you have enough of your own mental capacity to just collapse, probably. But yes, how long does this last, Toki?
I don't know.
Love it.
Yeah. Because that's why I didn't do hold person, because it was only it was a minute.
Is it command like until someone hits them?
Yeah, or like when
I don't know.
when it ends, like when you've done the command, I think as well.
Duration 1 round.
Oh yeah. Should have done hold person. Sorry.
That's fine though. Because this gives you a second, basically, like end of your next turn sort of thing. So if everyone else was like, okay, let's tie her up, that's more robust than hold person at the end of the day, isn't it?
That's true. Who's got some rope?
Everyone should have 50 foot of hempen rope.
I like hempen rope.
I don't have any.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You can use mine, Socky. It's suddenly become available.
Oh no. Corpse clean.
Thank you for healing me, Boo.
Yes. So Alanis, in your arms, Wraith just like goes limp
I think I'm still gonna hold on.
for sure.
Just keep her down.
Yeah.
Sibling style.
Yeah. All these
Sibling
little
style.
frogs just they keep hopping away. They're like, oh, it's a bit loud. Don't like it. Hop hop. Bye.
Bit violent.
Yeah. I
Make
have
a
a
room,
frog.
guys.
Emily, for my birthday, diabolical. She was like, oh, your present has a theme. And I started opening it. And every single present was about frogs, which was so cute. But very much was 3 days after this had happened. And
Oh
like,
my god!
I love every single thing she got me. She got a cute little print with a frog and a mushroom, which is in my bedroom. She got me a stuffed teddy because I love toys. I've got a frog now. I've got a little frog guy that hangs out on my bookshelf. Genuinely lovely. But as I was opening it on Thursday morning, I was like, ah! Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was sharing my bed with the enemy. Right. Yeah, Alanis is still holding on. Harvey, what are you... Yeah, I suppose it's kind of Wraith's go. Wraith, yeah, I suppose it is your go. Like, you're just...
I don't want to try fight it, even
No.
if I could.
No, love it. Harvey, yeah, what are you up to?
Yeah, I mean, if it's my go and Alanis has got her and she's gone limp, I'm whipping out that 50 foot of hempen rope,
Good stuff.
tying that girl's ankles together, tying her hands behind her back.
Awesome. Roll me just like a dex check, just to see sort of how well you do it.
Wait, scream.
Can I help?
Yeah, of course you can.
Gonna put down the limp head.
Yeah, I'm gonna gently lay him down and step away.
That is a non-nat 20.
Love it. Amazing. So if Wraith were to try and break out, that would be the DC, which is pretty good. So yes, Wraith, you are tied up. There's no more like immediate threat, I suppose. So just in general, what are people doing? Wraith, like you still, after it, like gets to Toki's round, like he spends the turn trying to help tie you up. Alanis, are you doing anything in particular, or just sort of helping the vibe?
Yeah, just sort of helping.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I assume Toki would have healed Wrath, so I don't
Yeah,
think he needs a healing spell. I'll just stay on Wraith.
fair. Yeah, so yeah, you stay on Wraith. Wraith, after like 6 seconds of stop, you feel like this compulsion return. Your body is kind of semi yours again. And whoever is closest to you, you have the compulsion to attack now. So roll me a d4, please.
I thrash like a beach creature too.
So that's against Toki. But you are tied up. But like I don't think you physically can, like you're restrained or whatever the condition may be. But you're just trying to attack Toki, but know that you're doing it while like ankles tied, hands tied, just tied, arms tied, everything tied.
Trying to headbutt him
I think so.
in the face.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. If you do genuinely try, roll me a like d20 plus proficiency plus strength to try and like hit headbutt. I suppose what I'm trying to say is like an unarmed strike, but oh well.
Where do I find proficiency again? Is it just +2?
Yeah, it's 2.
Yeah.
16.
Does that hit you, Toki?
No, it doesn't.
No. So yeah, Wraith tries to like headbutt you, but you just sort of dodge it. Yeah. Is anyone sort of in particular doing anything else? Are you trying to break this? Is it a waiting game? What's happening?
I wouldn't know where to start with trying to break it.
Yeah.
Unless anyone's got anything.
Tie me to a tree.
I guess because I also know that I feel weird
Yeah.
because I also know that I got bit by the frog, but like I don't feel like this. So can I try and like thinking about myself and Wraith like figure out what I think might be happening?
Yeah.
How long we might have.
Of course. So you can roll me a, I suppose, medicine check. Is probably the closest. Yeah.
A 17.
Nice. Yeah, you as more time goes and like you kind of steady yourself, take breaths, and like you say, like you're pretty sure like you can figure out the same thing that happened to you happened to Wraith, but she's just experiencing like a very different like symptom of whatever it is you might have, where you feel a lot more susceptible, but nothing's really happened because of that yet. You're able to sort of examine yourself much more than Wraith is able to. And as time goes on, you feel yourself getting more and more lucid, like regaining control a little bit. It slips every now and then, but you think this is a short-term effect, and will end within the next, like, longer than a minute, but less than an hour is sort of what you think. You've not really seen anything before in terms of, like, calling on your medical study, but yeah, from working out how you feel and judging from how Wraith is acting and comparing.
I would just turn to her and say, I think it's going to end soon, and I'll just sit next to her. And if she wants to keep headbutting me, she can keep headbutting me. That's okay, we'll take it.
Yeah,
Probably will.
probably will. I imagine if you guys realise that's what she's going to keep doing, I'll say that we can skip the rolls, and I'll say I imagine you can restrain her enough that can stop happening. Unless cathartically you want her to headbutt you for any reason.
Whatever Rach wants to do, it's like she's gonna accept it.
But yes, yeah, and time passes. Alanis and Harvey, are you doing anything in particular? Bye.
Harvey's gone.
But he's like, I'm gonna sort this. Harvey's like, I'm gonna sort this tent out.
Sorry, my parents were just like they opened my door and they were just there. I was like, do you mind? I'm having a moment. I mean, I guess if Wraith is as restrained as we're gonna get her and content to stay there trying to headbutt Tucky, I'm gonna check on why do people keep opening my door. I'm gonna check on the cat's back. Check on Wrath. I'm so sorry. It's the worst time for this to be happening.
Love it. Emotional cat moments.
Yes, so you're checking on Wrath. He's lying there, like, very bad way. Like, just lying limp on the ground, like, wings outstretched. One hand sort of maybe over his stomach, the other just lying limp against his side where it fell from touching his sister's face. Yeah, not looking great. And I think it doesn't take a medicine check to know that something's very wrong here.
He will. I think I'll call for Toki instinctively.
Toki comes.
Headbutt the air. Giggle laughter. Like a worm.
Like some hog-tied zombie from Walking Dead or something.
And he kind of, Harvey doesn't really know where to put his hands as he's kind of checking Wrath over. And he looks at Toki and he says, I I don't think he's okay. Is there anything you can do?
I don't think so.
I start trying to kick Alanis because she's closest to me.
Yeah. I love the broken tension. It's good, I think.
Is I mean, how far away from the next town are we? Can we get him somewhere?
I think it's 2 days. Are you okay? I pretend I didn't ask that.
No, what are we going to do?
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Whatever Wraith wants, I think.
I snap my teeth at Alanis. Stop it.
I think Harvey's gonna is Wrath, was he wearing like a cloak, or is there anything around? Oh, we're on a tent, I guess. I can use the fabric for the tent. Like, can I like move Wrath's arms to on his body and then just like cover him up, make sure his eyes are closed?
Yeah, absolutely you can. And it's still easy too. There's no it's not been long. He's still warm and you can move him.
Very important.
Yeah.
I think Harvey's just gonna, once he's covered up, he's just gonna sit in the grass with Wrath's body.
Wrath, I hate it so much. So much grass.
You would despise this.
Loki will walk a few paces away, just give you some space.
He starts doing a death roll towards
Oh my
Alanis.
God.
I think she's still hanging on, but having seen everything that's happened, has realised and is just gonna sort of pat Wraith on the head. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that's gonna make me cry.
Yeah. Yeah, this scene kind of carries on for a few minutes of everyone just sort of sitting there in shock. And Toki, after 10 minutes since it first happened, you feel the effects of the madness dissipate and you feel yourself again. And then you look over knowing what's going to hit Wraith in 6 seconds. And Wraith, it leaves you as well. And the reality of everything slams into you in a completely unforgiving and brutal way.
Wraith, chokes.
I will run over and untie you. I'll just cut the ropes.
And then she's lunging for her brother.
Yeah, Harvey can hear Wraith behind him. He will get up and get out of the way. Quite sharpish.
She'll grab Wraith by the shoulders and glance get over all his wounds, pat him on the cheek and try and shake his shoulders. Wrath? Icarus? Flitz? Toki?
look, don't look.
No, please. Please.
I can't.
I'll do anything. I'll find anything. Please help me.
We can't. I'm sorry. It's okay.
Icarus. Please. Anything.
Look, we'll just like try and take your hand, or like try and touch you and just get you to stop looking at Wrath.
She doesn't flinch away this time. She's too distracted. She'll like cup Wrath's face and try and like brush the hair out of his face. I'm sorry. I'll fix it. I'm sorry. Sorry. And she'll just stay there, repeating herself. Gently like brushing his forehead and his cheeks.
Okay, he puts his hand on her shoulder. Whatever you need, we'll do it. I'll do it. We'll fix it. I'm sorry I couldn't do it.
I don't know if we can.
If anyone can, you can.
It's not the same with us. We spells and magic after a certain amount of time. It's not gonna work.
What do you mean?
Its soul's gone. It's gone back. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry. Icarus, I'll get you, I promise.
Where's he gone?
Home.
You mean not this world?
No. And Wraith will sit up a bit and like wipe her cheeks. Take sort of a calming breath. Still shaking. Still in shock. And she'll just sit next to her brother's head, gently stroking his hair. It's not gonna work. We're not tieflings. We're devils. His soul's gone back home. His soul's gone to hell.
There are ways to get to hell.
I'm not sure getting in's going to be the problem. She like brushes, keep brushing his head. And I do. And she's past information now. She just needs a sec.
Aki will make everyone tea on the campfire that Harvey lit.
Nice. Yeah, you get things brewed. You're doing a nice chamomile. Good for when you're not feeling very well.
Good for when you need cheering up, as my mum always tells me.
Yeah. You brew the chamomile tea. Alanis and Harvey. Well, Alanis. Yeah, what are you doing?
I think I'm gonna let Wraith mourn, and if Toki's making tea, I will take Harvey over to the campfire and just sit with my arm around him.
Yeah, I think Harvey will just kind of lean his weight into Alanis and stay quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, after a time, the tea's ready. You can take some over to Wraith and to the rest of the party. It's nice.
I'm sorry, are you doing surgery on
Yeah,
the
I am.
Your therapist knows off.
I am. Don't worry about it. He's got some stray hairs on his nose. It's fine. He's under a general anesthetic. He'll live. Oh, he's fine. There you are, Wicket. Yeah, you take the tea and give it to everybody, and yeah, it helps. It's warm, and it's something to maybe for people to ground themselves with, to hold the mug, to taste the tea, and smell it. And you sit there in this awful moment as a party together. It's about 1 a.m. I think Alanis is maybe the only person that's had a full rest. I can't remember. Certainly no one else has. You're all exhausted. The frogs have fucked off. And it's the dead of night. But it's not cold, luckily. The kind of muggy air has continued into a muggy night. Up to you how you want to pass it. If people eventually will go to sleep, tents maybe need to be defrogged or put back up or repaired.
I think with Harvey kind of leaning his weight against Alanis and probably like first like fighting tears and then just like crying silently, he's probably exhausted himself further. He's probably just fallen asleep against Alanis.
Yeah.
Ray, probably after sitting with Rand for a while, curls up next to him, not intending to go to sleep, but I think her mind just shuts off after a while.
Yeah.
And through the doors of sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Just curled up next to her brother, like curled into his side almost, head on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tucky will also sleep, just like a little bit away from Wraith. But just so that he's there.
Alanis, you sort of staying with Harvey, like an arm around him.
I'll wait until I think everyone is asleep, and then I will let Harvey on the ground gently.
Mm.
And then go over to crouch down by Wrath and grab one of his hands and just I'm sorry I didn't see that this wasn't a good place to stay. I'm sorry, this is my fault. I'm sorry. I'll look after, well, you may not want me to look after Wraith, but I'll look after Wraith, but I'm so sorry. And then she'll get her bow out and watch for the rest of the night.
Yeah. You stay still, keeping watch, like completely vigilant. Nothing happens, there's no more disturbances, but you're on like high alert. Eventually the sun begins to rise. Mechanically you probably haven't got 8 hours, but I'll say you all got a long rest for these things. I doubt anyone slept well emotionally or just physically on the ground. A dew starts to form, you start to get wet and cold and shivery as the sun does come up. Awfully, Wraith, as you wake up, leaning on Wrath's body is not a comfort. It's cold and solid. And it's just a nightmare.
Wraith will sit up slowly and just put her forehead to her brother's for a second and then give him a gentle kiss on like the crown of his head. She's just whisper against his head, "I'm coming to get you. I'll come get you." then she'll sit up and gently finish wrapping the tent over him to cover him fully.
What are you others doing?
When Toki gets up, he will go and cast Gentle Repose on Wrath. So he will just lean down and touch his shoulder or forehead, I guess, and just say, I'm sorry, I just always brought you back up. I didn't think that I wouldn't be able to. Thank you for being so sweet to me when we first met. I'm sorry I couldn't repay you. And I will leave him, I guess.
Yeah, you cast that, and you feel, as you cast this, and you've never needed to cast this before, you feel like the magic that somehow, just through some part of your being, is able to be channeled through you. You feel it flow through you. Usually your magic is kind of like a warmth when it's more directed in like a battle, it's heat. This is sunlight coming through trees on a cold morning, and it kind of flows through you. And as it does, and as you cast it on Wrath, you're suddenly like overwhelmed by a presence, and all around you can feel things moving in the dirt and the roots of trees and mushrooms growing somewhere in the forest, and you feel like this presence shroud Wrath and stay the hand of nature's course, if momentarily. Harvey and Alanis, yeah, what about you?
Is Wrath up? Wraith up?
Yeah, I was
Or
saying
is she still sleeping?
She covered her brother, and then I think she went to sit by the fire, but facing Wrath. So she saw Toki approach and cast a spell, but she wanted to give him privacy as well. So she went and sat by the fire, sort of hugging herself a little bit.
I'll go to her and just sort of crouch next to her and be like, is there anything you want us to do with his body? What happens in the hells when someone dies?
That's a question from my brother. Do I know how long it takes for the souls to reach hell / regrow in hell?
Roll a history check for me.
Not the cursed dice, use the good dice. 17.
Yeah, this was never part of your training. If anything, it was deliberately kept from you. But your brother would have shared things about his duties, and just curious, it would have been in your best interest to know. Some souls meander there. It depends where they're going. Like, some aren't always bound for hell or the celestial planes, end up on the Shadowfell or elsewhere, depending on who they're associated with. You know that Wrath's soul would have been absolutely drawn to hell, obviously. And his soul would have been dragged into the whirlpool of Avernus, the first layer of hell. And you also, and you pretty instantly, but you also, with your role, realised that Wrath was a major player, and his soul would not have been allowed to simply rest. There would have been a struggle for it, because like a big piece of the chessboard has just been knocked down and someone wants to claim that.
Is he with us?
No.
Okay. What?
Ooh.
I'll just give Izzy a moment because I was answering her question.
Sorry, my laptop keeps crashing at like 30%,
Oh,
and I keep
no.
forgetting that it's going to do it, and
Oh,
it
bless
just
you.
keeps dying in the middle of important roleplay moments.
Forgive me.
His soul would have gone straight back, but it's not so simple for us. We're important. There would have been a power struggle over his soul. Someone would have wanted it. Someone big. I think it's going to take some time for his soul to settle wherever it's going to be next. And it's going to take us a while to get there if we're even going. If you're even going, you by all means do not need to.
Of course we're going.
Thank you. I feel like I should probably tell you guys and she'll glance towards her brother, our story. But I'll wait till everyone's up and not crying anymore. And she'll wipe another tear from her face, sort of irritated.
And before we get into that, is my mic doing any feedback? Because I can see my little thingy is coming up green, like it's hearing noise when people are talking. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's mine, because I also noticed mine doing it.
Not really, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's just having fun.
I can hear like the slightest second of feedback
Yeah.
from Lauren,
Okay.
but it's not enough to bother.
Okay.
Wraith will go back to looking into the fire.
Alanis will just sit with her.
Bucky will come and join and tell them that he asked gentle repose on Wrath. Sorry, I probably should have asked you first. I just
You don't need
panicked.
to ask anything. I'm at fault for this.
Sorry, I get cut out. What did you say?
You don't need to ask me anything. I'm at fault for this. Anything that you do to help is a bonus.
You're not at fault.
As well. I'm not going to agree with you there. She gets her steely, determined Wraith face back on. First time you've seen it in about 8 hours. Briefly.
You couldn't have done anything, Wraith. I felt it too. I couldn't break it.
Wraith will just look away, and it's I hear you. Wraith can't hear you right now. She's not ready to. Yeah.
I think Harvey's gonna take the opportunity of them chatting to to go to Rath's body and do his piece. And he's gonna kneel next to his body, kind of with the intention of saying things, saying a lot probably, including apologies. But he can't find the words, and instead he's gonna go through very quietly the like some funeral prayers that he knows from back home, and then from his pack he's gonna pull out the flowers that Rath gifted him, and he's gonna set them in his hands on his chest, and he'll stay with them a moment, and then he'll go back to the fire.
Yeah, you're all waking up more. The sun's coming up more. 45 minutes an hour since everyone sort of began to wake up and was moving around. Today, for the first time since you all met, it's not raining. It's a clear sky. The mugginess lingers, but not as much as it was there. Just not as much moisture in the air. And dew coats everything. The leaves and the trees all around you. You do start to get the impression of heading more into like rainforest territory, I suppose. But it's bright and sunny, and yeah.
So tell us about hell.
I want to be so sarky, and Wraith is not in that place right now. It's about how you'd imagine, really. Hellish. If you're coming, so tell us about hell. If you're coming with me, because that's where I'm going to have to go back. Then there are a few things you probably deserve to know. Before we do, and she'll turn to look at Alanis, say, especially you, if your objective is hunting devils or fiends.
It's not. If that makes you feel any better.
Maybe a small bit. My brother and I were a little worried about it when we heard.
Oh no, I just know a lot about them.
Well, that would be helpful. As someone who grew up there, I ultimately don't know that much. I was kept sheltered a lot of my life. Information was kept from me. I don't even know where to start. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Princess Brysera of Hell. And my brother was Prince Icarus of Hell. Surprise! We are the children of Asmodeus, the Lord of the Nine. ruler of hell. Hang on, this would be much better if I actually give the full title. 2 seconds. Lord of Nine, Supreme Master of the Nine Hells, Lord of Nessus, Lord of the Ninth, Lord of Lies, Prince of Evil, the Cloven, Old Hoof and Horn, the Archfiend, the Rebellious One, and our Father, who has far too many titles. For anyone's good.
Can the three of you roll a history check?
Glad you said that, because Twiki was about to go, never heard of him. I think Twiki says that anyway, just to be a dick.
Nice.
to your dad, not to you.
Great, we'll give it the tiniest of smirks.
Sorry, what was it? History?
Please.
History?
Nice. You've all heard of him. Absolutely. Because he is in every way, and no exaggeration, the devil. Like Satan. Like in every bad story, it's him. In the way that in every bad story in our world, it's some take on the devil. Like he is the villain. Toki, you maybe know a little bit more in terms of the structure of hell. Not much, but maybe kind of tracks with your studies. Hell is split into 9 circles, and the 9th is like uber hell. Like you don't want to end up there. Like it's the classic hell. The other 8 circles aren't nice, but the other 8 circles are just like another plane of existence, like the Shadowfell or the Shadowfell or the Feywild. The 9th circle is not just a major player in that realm, but it has connections. Like there's a reason you've heard of Asmodeus. This is someone telling you that they are genuinely the daughter of Satan, and they're asking you to go say hi to Dad.
I'd rather we didn't actually. Let's not say hi to Dad. Let's stay far away from Dad if we can help it.
Well, I think this explains your general personality a little better, but I'm going wherever you're going.
I would say I'm hurt, but I'm unsurprised. Wrath and I were raised on the 9th circle of hell within my father's court. As you know, I was born a girl, and not only a girl, the second daughter, ready to be married away to the highest bidder. In this case, it would be Mephistopheles. Hang on.
Yes!
Lord of the Eighth. What? What just happened?
Sorry, I said from cats.
No!
You couldn't hear me because I was on mute, but I started humming Magical Mr. Mistopheles. But that's Mistopheles. This is Mephistopheles.
Mephistopheles.
Faustus. Not
completely different.
Andrew Lloyd Webber, whoever did cats.
I was raised as the maiden, to be his consort, not an equal. And my brother was raised to what's my brother raised to do, peeps? Like I know, but not officially. April, what was my brother raised to do?
What do I say, Lauren?
I mean, okay, Wraith, you know your brother was raised to ferry souls from the living planes to the planes of the dead.
Thanks.
And as you start to explain this, all of you have heard of the Grim Reaper figure. Like the ferryman, the man that takes you across the river. and it begins to track that the stories maybe you'd heard growing up. Wraith's brother was being raised to be that figure.
I was just about to ask that myself.
Hey, Ducky.
Oh yeah, Tucky. Oh yeah. As if you didn't want to.
Old skin and bones over here.
But he wasn't doing it yet.
Well, yes and no. He hadn't risen into full power. Ultimately, he told me enough, but father was in charge of his raising, our mother was in charge of mine, till she died.
Which we're very glad about.
Yeah, she was not a nice individual. Neither of our parents were.
So who would have taken him?
Anyone could have wanted him. My father has enemies and allies, and people who pretend to be allies and enemies throughout all of hell. It's a game down there. It's whoever's got the most and the biggest, and oh my god, stop. We left because my wedding was being moved up. But that's the reason that people assume, and that my brother assumes. I left because Wrath was changing in hell, and I feared for how far he was going down this path. And I couldn't watch it, I had to get him out. But he wouldn't leave without me, so I made me the reason for us to go. And now it's my fault that he's back there without me.
Yikes.
He wanted to protect you.
Don't all big brothers?
Yeah.
He did. I understand if this means you don't want to come with me. It's a lot for any person to take on. We haven't shared this story with anyone since arriving.
I won't let you go anywhere without your knight in shining armour, can I?
Well, as I told a friend of mine, I don't have much need for knights in shining armour.
No. Maybe they just need to feel useful.
And there are... My life as the maiden was complicated and awful and ugly and so lonely. We don't need to talk about it yet, but I didn't have people. I had Wrath, and that was it. And then my mother died, and I had Glacia-ish. She took over my training as the maiden, but like I've said before, or to you, Toki, anyway, turns to Alanis and Harvey. You should know this too. She herself is a devil, as we all are, but not a good person either. But she was the first person to teach me that I had more worth than my sex and what I could offer or win for my father. She taught me how to use daggers, she taught me how to seek out information, and that act of hunting down secrets from my own and her gain led me to my only ally in hell that is solely my own. And that is the devil Dissipator.
Where's from the book?
Lauren's left. Lauren's
You
like,
said she's here.
Oh, okay.
You said carry on.
Okay.
I'd forgotten the name you accidentally told me while we were having
told
drinks,
you.
and now
I
I'm like,
told you on the spot.
wait, that is him.
Yeah, that's him. Roll a history check to see if you know about Dissipator, guys. We have no DM.
Steph's the DM now.
We have no DM, so I'm gonna give myself advantage.
Okay, fair.
Yeah,
True
actually.
resurrection me while a DM isn't here. No! We have Revivify suddenly.
No.
He levels. He levels up 3 levels. He's like, I've got Revivify.
No, you don't. What are you
never mind.
talking about?
Modify memory. All of this you forget.
Right, I heard someone say DM.
Yeah, I mentioned Dissipator. Do you want us to roll a history check to see if they know who
Yeah,
I'm
go for it. It's a hard one. This isn't as well known a figure. Not like cats. Oh,
He is big
Oh.
player. Oh, okay.
Actually, we all know who this page
yeah,
is.
like
I like about 15.
I'm. I don't think you know the name. I don't think you do. I think just through living in this world, you're aware that people make deals with devils. That's how warlocks exist. But you've not heard the name Dissipator. And Rafe, you roll me a history check.
Natural 20.
Dissipator hasn't been in power for long. Again, this is like the inner workings of the Nine Hells that was completely kept from you, but you figured out. Like, you know, 10 years maybe? Yeah, it's like he hasn't existed as a player in the Nine Hells for long enough for his personal reputation to make its way to the material plane. But people will be aware of the 5th, I think. Is it the 5th? Second. And the city of Dis is something that people would have heard of as like a location in plays and stuff like that. Often somewhere that someone goes to make a deal with the devil, they'll end up there. Yeah, tourist spot. It's like Stonehenge. It's like, well, if you go into the Nine Hells, you might as well go to Dis. Oh yeah, the weather's lovely. The turning of the
right now.
yeah, the turning of the trees. Oh, gorgeous. It's like Australia, like Izzy. They experience seasons opposite. So spring here, but autumn in Dis. Yeah. So that's kind of where you're at.
Okay, cool.
Do people want to go to the toilet?
Yes.
Sorry.
Guilty.
So a bathroom break?
Bathroom break. Go.
Oh, everyone's going, alright, bye.
See you guys in 5 minutes, I guess. I'm gonna get some breakfast all we have this time.
Fair enough.
Did everyone leave you, Claire?
Hello, yeah.
Aww.
So, I know
Ooh.
Wrath is dead, but I really need April to unmute for this coming up section.
I'm annoyed my microphone's picking stuff up. It wasn't doing it last time. Not sure what's different.
It's not that bad.
No, I've been muting myself. That's annoying. 66.6% discount.
I have almost, or actually cried so many times this session.
Oh, I know.
I'll be putting those flowers is what really got me.
Yeah.
That proper made me cry.
And Chloe,
Everything that comes out of Izzy's mouth.
yeah,
I'm like,
I know. But like Chloe, like everything you say as Toki, you're like on the verge of tears.
Yeah, well, I'm not acting.
Oh.
That's just me.
I was gonna compliment you, but I won't now.
April, you're gonna have to unmute for this section because I'm spilling some beans and I need to hear your actions.
When you started talking about this, I was like, I am so bitter. Wrath is dead. I'm so annoyed. So shit, I have to
I
say.
really wanted to share all this with you first.
Lauren, what's happening?
I put too much whiskey in.
I
Oh, no,
watched
God.
you pour a very big glug. And I was like, is she just having that straight?
Lauren's had too much. It's too much for Lauren.
I didn't mean to. I misjudged it. I was
I've been crying
looking
for
at
like
it from a
40
funny
minutes
angle.
on you. It's not good.
Oh.
I'm never gonna emotionally recover from this session. I don't think I am. I
I
think
was
I'm
just saying I've cried like almost cried so many times a session.
I really want all of this.
It's alright, I'm doing it for both of
Oh,
us.
you've got the front.
Whew.
Also, forewarning, Lauren, I have written no notes this session.
I
will
haven't
catch
either.
them up.
Oh.
Sorry I sent you that, Lauren.
I'm not reading it.
It's not fun for me.
Oh,
I will experience it with everybody else.
Wow, I'm sorry.
Like I said, I suppose you need to add it as a handout. No, we'll just forward it on the chat.
no, I know what this is.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Have fun.
Wonder if I can add it as a handout without reading
Nah,
it.
I've done it. He's covered. That's it. That's as far as I'm going.
And the campaign ends. You know, I thought I was done crying for the session, then Eleanor put flowers on my body, and I
Oh,
was
that
like,
was
well,
awful.
keep it
That
open
really
again.
got me. That
Yeah, I
proper
was
made
like-
me cry.
Oh god, gosh, I'm so sorry again.
I stopped crying for like 2 minutes, and I was like, no.
I was trying to think about what he'd say, and I was coming off empty. So I thought flowers it is.
I cried at everyone coming up to my body. I was like, this just, I can't do this.
Glad to see every single one of us blames ourselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
We all feel responsible.
It was Raph's fault.
No.
I went over there when
You didn't know.
Yeah, of course you
I
did
didn't
it
blame
to your
you.
sister.
there were things that I won't say to Wraith as well. Oh, is Lauren reading?
I'm not reading it. I'm hiding it from myself. Oh.
So, Dissipator.
Yeah, this conversation.
Yep. We'll dive back in.
Raph is
Okay.
turning in his pre-grave.
His tent.
Yeah, he was turning.
Turn it in the tent.
I said, motherfucker, I failed at every insight check. I'm so annoyed.
I think turning in the tent is gonna be the session title.
As soon as you mentioned him, I was swearing on mute. I was fucking-
Don't you dare mute again.
Well, I thought I had to. I'm dead. I can't say anything.
Don't mute now.
Okay.
Um,
Viewers at home, parental advisory is about to get very explicit.
Oh, it's alright. I tell YouTube it's not made for kids.
perfect.
It took out to get rated 18 or some shit in this guy.
Hurry it off, rabbit.
Just type in that.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
I don't know what's happened.
I'm worried. I'm worried about
Tell
it.
us about. Tell us about this.
Dissipator was the first and only time I've been caught snooping. And I honestly thought I was dead. Surprisingly, he finds my personality charming, and it's frustrating as all hell. And
No.
oh
Sorry.
no, not the vibe we're going for.
Sorry, carry on.
Sorry, Lauren.
You have to understand. As the maiden, I wasn't allowed to be touched. No one could talk to me. I wore a veil. Everyone ignored me. That's what they had to do. That was the rules. And Dis is the first person outside of our family to do just that. We talked and we definitely touched. There was a lot of touching, and just because I was engaged by my father to Mephistopheles does not mean that I held to that agreement. And well, you've no idea, April.
I can suspect, because that man was fine.
Wraith will fish out her journal and sort of rest it on a knee, and sort of just tap the cover while she thinks. Long story short, he's an ally, and I know he's an ally because I married him. The night before we left Hell, and I've always planned on going back once Wrath was settled, when we were strong enough to stand up to our father and Mephistopheles and everyone else, but Wrath doesn't know that. He never would have let me, and he would have followed, and he deserves happiness and sunshine and light, and not dealing with this toxic ferryman soul traversing that's slowly breaking him. So Dispater may be able to get us in. Maybe. I don't know. We'd have to find a rift, and maybe I could speak with Glasia. I wouldn't even know how to reach her. There was a fallout when we left Hell, and going back is going to cause an even bigger one. Wrath's soul going back, I'm sure, has already caused the biggest news since we left, almost. So yeah. I'm married, and I'm engaged.
And the ring is
Mephistopheles, and she'll fish out from underneath her collar a golden chain with another ring hanging off the end of it.
Okay. I remember you having a necklace that was hidden, and I was always like, there's some. You mentioned it one time, and I was like, oh, she's dropped that intentionally. There's something on the end. Sorry, I'll shut that now.
No.
so your plan was for Wrath.
Icarus, but yes, Wrath to you, I suppose.
To settle here? What was...
I didn't think that through so much as that I just needed to get him out and away. And safe and happy seemed the stretch, but it would be the ideal, and he seemed happy recently. But, well, we all know how that has ended for now. And she purposely doesn't look towards her brother's body. Like, anywhere but.
So, secret husband, evil sister,
Devil of a dad.
Grim Reaper's soul.
Yep.
Do we need to... What are we doing with him?
Do I know if in hell, when the soul returns, because in other campaigns and stuff, when devils return to hell, they regrow a new body.
Yeah.
Is that gonna happen? Let the dice decide.
Yes.
Mm.
I hadn't thought about it. I hadn't needed to.
That's fair.
But
I
yes.
explain that. He'll.
I have a question. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry. For souls that don't have much power, and because souls are power and traded like a commodity in hell, souls that don't have much power, the form they take like reflects that. So that's how you get things like mangers and abyssal chickens and tiny little imps, because they're not very powerful, so they look a bit grim. Then you have souls that have a lot of power, like your dad, who has so many souls connected to him that he has this massive form, power, everything. You and your brother had a few souls connected to you just from virtue of who you were, like inheritance. So you had power, and you don't know exactly, but Wrath's soul would have kept some of that. Like, his soul has inherent power. He isn't going to come back as a chicken. And knowing that people were after his soul, depending on who got it, they may have given power to him as well, so like build him back up a little bit, but you don't know. You don't know what state you might find him in. Chicken Wrath. Yeah.
I explained that
Chickens.
to the group. Chicken Wrath. Let me talk to this. I'm sure there has been a ruckus at the other end by now. She'll flip open her journal.
And there are many messages.
Oh, fuck me.
There are hurried, scrawled, frantic, panicked messages saying, are you okay? What's happening? I know something's just happened to your brother. I tried my best. I couldn't get him. Please, God, no, he wouldn't say God. Tell me you're okay. And it will just keep coming.
Wraith will raise her pen over the page, and she's not hiding the journal anymore. She's got it flat open on her lap, and you guys can see the scrawls of writing, but in a language you might not necessarily understand. I don't know if anyone speaks Infernal. What you want to do?
Hey!
So Alanis can read this if she wants to read over my shoulder. But it's more just, I'm not trying to hide it from you, but I'm not necessarily being like, look guys, it's a thing. I've flipped over and I've started writing in front of you. Yeah, your brother-in-law.
Christmas is.
Wraith will put her pen to paper and write, I don't think I am.
Are you hurt?
No.
I understand you're not okay, but you're not dead or dying.
No.
Okay. Fuck. What happened?
I did.
What?
It shouldn't have happened, and it was a toxin in a fight with, it doesn't matter, and I did. I killed him.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I don't know how long we've got. This has fucked things up down here in a massive way. I tried to get him, deal for his soul, but I lost. Someone else got him. I'm trying to find out who. But everyone's holding their cards to their chest.
Thank you.
Of course.
Trying.
Obviously. He's my brother. What are you gonna do? Don't do anything stupid.
When have you ever known me to be stupid? Don't respond to that.
I wasn't going to.
You got your wish. I'm coming home then.
Okay, I'll make the spare room up. On your own?
Doubtful. It seems I am bringing a few guests over, so the spare room will be necessary for them, not me.
Well, I'll get the guest towels out. Okay, I'll try to sort things here. I'll try and send someone. Can I send someone to try and help you?
I'd like nothing more. Honestly, I think I need all the help I could get. I don't think I could do this on my own anymore.
I got you.
I know.
Okay, you can do this.
I'm going to try and find a rift.
Right. Okay.
We're headed to Guadarismo.
I don't know what that is. I don't know where that is.
Fair. Caldetil?
No.
Capital of Caldeta? No. I'll get to the rift. If you can send help and find me somehow, much appreciated. If not, I'll handle it.
Okay. I love you.
We have a castle. Has he said that to me before?
He's not written it.
I love you too. Wraith is pale and washed out and is having the worst day of her life, but a faint blush crawls across her cheeks. I'll talk soon. Look after my brother if you can.
I'll try.
Maybe keep an eye on my sister. It might be worth reaching out.
Okay. Okay, look out for help.
Always. Maybe just do an X at the end.
Nice. XO.
Oh. You said he loved me.
Is that what she does?
Change of tone, April. So happy for you. This pager wasn't able to get Wrath. I'll say to the group. He's looking for him. And he'll send help if they can find us. But we need to get to a rift.
I can find the nearest one, but I don't know if it'll get us to hell.
Didn't someone buy a book?
On Wrath's cold dead body, there is a book about rifts and the locations of them.
Okay, I will get up stiffly and wander over to my brother and rifle through his pockets.
You find among
Gently,
things,
removing
yeah.
the tent.
You find among things the book that you're looking for. Fuck me if I know what it's called. Basically, it's the tube map of rifts. and it will tell you all the major rifts that have been logged in Lipari, their location on a map, like by country, and then also by where they go to, and it will help you figure out like a route. So it's like you might be able to find a rift to the Feywild, which takes you to Basmua, and then in Basmua, 2 days travel from that rift, there is a rift to the Nine Hells. But that rift might go to, I can't remember it, the Malbog. So you don't want to go there, so maybe it's worth a longer trip. This is everything we as a group will figure out. You also find... April, what does she find?
I think when the last Mim's Wrath, like, one hand was out and then one arm was, like, on his chest. And, like, where his fingers are is touching the edge of the parchment. Do with that what you will. And if you were to pull it out, it's a letter to Bryce.
Right, we'll pull it out. Closing her eyes softly in pain as she reads the title and maybe sees a smattering of blood on it.
Do you want me to share it with everybody on Roll20 or no?
I don't know. April, you make the decision.
I was gonna say you should. I'm dead.
As if you read it. As if you read it out loud, I suppose.
There's nothing secret now that you've shared with our backstories. It's fine.
Yeah, we're laying everything on the table today. There are no more secrets from the twins. Oh, I don't want to read it. I'm going to be too sad. Oh no, I can't read it. I won't read it. Okay. Rafe will read the sentence about being the strongest and wisest, and she'll just mutter under her breath, liar.
Roll an insight check.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly. I'll wait till everyone finishes reading before I respond. Oh no, I am going to cry again. I just read the last sentence and I'm really, really sad. People finish reading. Yeah. You know better than that, brother. How can you be at peace when all the handsome devils want you?
Not this though. I don't blame you.
Oh,
If you hadn't read it, oh shit.
But he wanted your soul for me.
Okay. It's okay. Oh, and out of the parchment falls a silver ring with 2 rubies on it next to each other. And it's, if you were to inspect it, it's basically a ring of memories, which plays basically snippets of us growing up. And like the early days of like us traveling in the Stradova clan, and like the very early days of the party. He hadn't touched it recently, basically. But yeah, as long as Lauren's okay with that.
Wraith will pass it off to the rest of the party and gently cover her brother back up. The ring she'll hold for a second, and then she'll... Harvey's been very quiet, understandably so. But she will sort of crouch or sit next to him, and just pass, like, offer him the ring. I share all these memories already with him. You were only just starting to get to know him. You should know this too. And she then passes the ring over.
Harvey will very tentatively take it, and he'll say, "Are you sure? You don't. You. It feels like something maybe you should have. Like you say, I think a lot of this is regret in the end that we didn't actually know each other, and now we're not going to."
So pessimistic. What is with you boys? We are going to hell in a handbasket. Where are all those good intentions that you all share? The road's paved with them, all the way down.
He'll do like a watery laugh and like sniff and dry his eyes and his nose.
If you...
And he says...
you go.
Carry on.
Go.
No, you go.
If you were to put it on, I have art that I can send.
Put it on.
Yeah, like Harvey will triple check that she's sure, but if she is insistent on it, Harvey will take it and he will put it on.
Okay, so you're going to get two pieces of art. One you've had the sketch of already. It's of the young twins by a river. And another one would be, I'd say, probably a snapshot of something that Wrath has seen once, which is Glacier with Wraith at one point or another. There you go. Have that.
I can't believe I've given you a ring and you've immediately given it away. It's fine.
Hey, you didn't say it was for me? I've got enough rings. We've
In the
established this.
letter to Bryce, there's a ring, bro. It's fine, I'm never bloody.
I mean, this second art is very fucked up, but your sister looks incredibly cool.
She's a bitch. But
Is your whole family very attractive?
well,
Yeah.
what can we say with this?
Yeah, Harvey, as you put the ring on, you see these images flash before you. Two small adolescent, not tieflings, devils, sitting by a riverside, their feet kind of dangling into it, being too careful not to touch the water for too long. You see snippets of them as like actual children hiding together, and then like Wrath making it into a game. Like, it's fine, it's hide and seek, like we're playing, pretending to be very, very quiet, so that the horrors of everything outside them doesn't feel so bad. And you see like a vast and like barren landscape that they grew up in, with volcanoes and like lava flows and rivers of magma, and you see the two of them sailing down the river on a little boat, this bluish glowing river, with spirits kind of in it, and Wrath sort of like pretending to rock the boat, and Wraith sitting there very still in her full maiden white with a veil, and then you see them coming through the rift into Lipari. You see like an alpine landscape almost, with long flowing grass and a cloudless sky and green everywhere, fresh, crisp, cold air. You see Wrath knitting or crocheting socks for his sister because she gets cold and doesn't like it. You see their first travels with the Stodromo clan. You see Wrath watching on as his sister kind of leans into herself and learns to make like deals of her own where she's not the victim, she's getting something out of it. And you see them honouring customs of the Stodromo clan, salt in the river before a journey. You see a city with kind of open fields in the distance, mountains rising up in the sea, like lime-washed buildings with kind of colourful roofs, a big towering library, and a young Harangon that you recognise. You see days spent drinking coffee or lounging in a park with him, and then returning to his sister, and just gossiping. You see the early days of the campaign. You see meeting everybody again in Lipari. You see like joking around in these small in-between moments. What are people saying?
It's really so ignore me.
Harvey does see. Yeah, you see Jeff. You see a little ball of an round like a football, rotund, with little wings, following Wrath around. Yeah, and you see like a dark house that you recognise as Borja Gallego's house. You see Wrath like stumble in through the windows and stumble into you, and then you see the mad like flight away, hiding and not wanting to alert the guards of Rabadia as you flee from this house. And it's good memories, happy memories, funny, chaotic memories, but yeah, these all rush into you in a flood.
I will say on the inside of the ring, engraved is "I'll meet you by the river."
Oh,
It was meant for his sister, but she's giving it away.
Harvey's gonna take it off. Does Harvey spot the engraving at all if he looks, like, gives it a little look round?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, he'll push it back into Wraith's hand and say, thank you for sharing it with me and letting me see it, but I think it's for you.
Wraith will watch it for a second and then fold her hand around Harvey's and hold his hand with the ring pressed between them. And then she'll take the ring, slip off her necklace, and slip it next to the one from Dissipator, put it back around her neck.
Nice.
So, my brother is an idiot and doesn't know what he's talking about. You would think the Grim Reaper understood how souls worked in hell. Apparently, he did not. As usual, he underestimated his own value and think he would have the luxury of dying peacefully. So, I am going to hell. Last chance. Or not last chance. I guess you guys have the journey as well to decide if you wish to continue with me. You do not have to. I certainly wouldn't. She says that, but her hand still in Harvey's clenches a bit as she does.
I've already told you my choice, but we are gonna want to get rid of that if we're going through a rift. And Toki will point to the lead box that it's gonna explode or something if we get in a rift.
Oh, but maybe we can see.
was my
We can
only
find out
question.
what's going to happen.
Maybe we throw it through the portal into hell.
Bring the whole
you
thing
know,
down.
you know I was never a fan of it, so
Yeah, we could just leave it here.
Should we bury it? I'm scared of someone else trying to. We got paid half, so I'm good.
I know of someone who could take it the rest of the way if we caught up with them in Guanarismo.
Guadarisma.
Probably better than just burying it.
They could use the money. They're always looking for a good deal.
I guess we'll see when we get there.
Sorry, I just read all the messages. To hell we go then. Wraith will stand up, tentis, put her journal back where it belongs, and shoulder her backpack. And then look in the direction of her brother's body. And I don't know what to do with him.
Well, in my clan, we cremate bodies, but I don't want to do that if he has to come back into it when we rescue his soul. So maybe we should bury him.
I don't know if we can give you the magical tech wrap. I don't know if it works that way.
He
What if we got a bag of holdings?
We should have got a bag of holding right now. A bag of holding for preservation.
he's not gonna decay for 10 days, so
I don't think we'll be able to reach hell and back in 10 days.
I can cast it again, but it's if we want to be carrying him with us. Does anyone
That
have
horse been cut, huh?
Does anyone have a pair of sunglasses they want to put on him? We could just
This weekend of Bernie's.
Not weekend of Bernie's. Raph would support it, but April is begging you not to. Raph is thrilled at the prospect of it.
It's a 2-day walk to Guadarisma. We could carry him, try and find something there, some bag of holding or cart, something, if we're taking him with us.
Let's take him for now. We can decide later. Because I don't know what to do with him at the moment, so let's just take him with us.
Okay.
Pink will go and try to pick up her brother.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I was going to say, how?
Harvey would help, but Harvey's so small, so.
Oh, he's definitely trying to help.
I would help. My strength is -1, but I'll give it a good go.
Yeah, someone. If you're trying to just pick him up and carry him, strength check at advantage. Whoever wants to lead on this. I don't know who has the best stat or what.
Not me, that's for sure. Who's got plus
Me.
1?
Look, he's got 0.
Raise
If it looks
Looking
like
like
these
it might be
guys,
Toki.
if it looks like these guys are struggling, Harvey does have +1.
There you go, Harvey.
Oh my god, Harvey's so buff.
Harry,
I'd be
you're
like, my
man.
5'6" ass is gonna deal with it.
Though he is small, he is mighty.
Not gonna be that one.
It's our 4th date, let's go.
Oh,
10.
Perfect. Yeah, you managed to pick him up. You all try and start walking like pallbearers. It's just not. It's not like
Not a vibe.
Sorry, I'm not laughing. He's wrapped in a tent that smells like cats and mold, and and you're all carrying him on your shoulders, and you start walking at the clearing, and it's fine. You can carry him, but after like 10 minutes, you all start getting so tired. Like he's heavy, like he's huge. He's like, what is it, 6'4" or something? Like
Yeah.
he's really tall,
And
he's got wings, and they're pointy. And it's not the weight; it's how cumbersome he is. Like this. Isn't gonna work out, and I think you all realize that how fucking conspicuous you are, because you could pass a trader any minute. It's so obvious what you're carrying, even though he's wrapped up in a tent. Like, it's so obvious that you're carrying a dead body. And you know that Caldetta's a bit chiller in terms of like law and order. It's not connected enough to enforce it, but I don't think anyone, and no one would leave it unquestioned if you just keep walking through the forest for a day and a half. Carrying his body on your shoulder. Everyone walking in a line.
This isn't going to work. Put him down.
Oh, Icarus.
Maybe we just bury him and mark it on a map in case we need to come back for his body.
Can Ray listen out for the closest running water?
Yeah, you can. You don't even need to listen out for it. You know that you were following a river yesterday, and then that's kind of where the frogs live. So you know you're pretty close to it and could find it quite easily. I don't know how good anyone is at like bushcraft, but you could try and lash something together.
Or is there like a nice spot along the river?
Yeah, there's like a glade that you can find with like some stones around it. I won't lie, I kind of wanted you to bring him with you guys. This is the more obvious choice, but I wanted you to make like a stretch. Just drag him behind you. But that's insane.
He regrows in hell, supposedly. If the person who bought him or dealed for him will put value on him, and he won't come back as a chicken. And if we do, then I'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and then burn it down, probably.
Harvey's dated a chicken.
Toki fucked chicken.
Grim Reaper. I just had two things for a chicken.
Toki fucked the Grim Reaper, and Harvey has feelings for a devil.
Yeah, you can find a nice spot.
Yeah. I find a nice spot along the riverbank, and I start digging.
With what?
My hands.
Yeah.
I claw at the ground.
Yeah.
I pull out roots, keep rocks out of the way, keep digging.
Your hands start to like bleed with the effort of it,
Okay,
and
I
it's
keep
taking
going.
an age. Yeah.
My nails crack.
Mm.
Yeah. I will dig until it's 6 feet deep.
If she will allow it, I will help. I don't have anything to dig with, so bare hands, baby.
Me neither.
Rafe will toss Harvey her gloves, if he wants them.
Harvey will take one glove and give her one glove back.
Rafe will toss the other one to Toki and keep digging.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, this feels like something maybe you should be good at. This is not Harvey talking. This is not Harvey talking.
Dig, rabbit, dig. Togi's like, we don't live in a warren.
Just dug himself a massive hole.
Yeah. Speaking of digging your own grave.
There I was looking for spells that might help, and I'm just being attacked. Believe it or not, there's not a dig hole option. In my features.
They didn't think the heron got through properly, I don't think. No dark vision and no ability to dig, you're a rabbit.
You get dumped at such a rapid pace that it slowly makes a hole.
Compact the earth entirely. 6 feet deep.
None of Ray's the only one that's 6 foot.
Yeah, 6'4".
You have
That's
to
fucked up.
curl him up. Broke a couple of wings.
No,
God.
I just dig until it's done.
Beeper, how long is that going to take us? Because,
Oh, fucking Google it.
like, we could
How
have another
long
long rest,
to
and
dig?
I could prepare enhanceability, and then one of us could just carry him.
So apparently, it takes 6 hours by hand for an experienced grave digger to dig an optimum soil, and I'm going to assume they've got a shovel. So,
Oh my god.
Yeah, but we've got 8 hands.
Yeah, we do.
One man with a shovel versus 4 determined kids.
found an article called "People Still Dig Graves by Hand in a Wisconsin Cemetery." So let me just scan this article.
Lovely. Are they okay in Wisconsin?
Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
They get 550
Do they
quid
mean by
per
hand
grave.
with a shovel, or instead of like with a grave digger, you know?
Not sure.
I could dig out a flower pot with my hands in a good minute and a half.
Yeah,
That
but
is
like,
such loose soil.
yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Imagine going to like a park and
It's
trying
wet,
to
it's
like.
muddy. We're by the river. It's humid.
Can we just have another long rest, and I will prepare enhanceability?
Rafe can
Yeah,
get through.
I'm gonna say this will take you 8 hours.
Cool.
Right. Lucky's had a rest.
So Toki could have a long rest.
We go to the grave. He's had a rest.
No, we don't need the grave because we can carry him.
I feel like Rath's ghost is there with his head in his hands just watching this bullshit.
Yeah, from wherever you are in hell, you're just getting flashes.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is happening?
I just don't understand what the, like, correct choice, like, should we just leave him at the side of the road? Like, what is...
Yeah.
Just throw me in the river at this point, let me sail away.
It's very much less river, more babbling brook.
Oh, so very slowly, just...
Just.
Someone's out there fishing and someone's...
Can I ask, by the way, just to kind of ask something retroactively, but when Ray was going through Rath's stuff, did she find the painting?
Yeah.
Do I need to bring the painting up?
Yeah, if there's anything you want to take off Rath's body.
I
I can say
Grave
Rath,
robbing now!
when I was getting through his pockets, I cleared his
Okay, it was just because I know that Rath needed it for the amulet that's in it, so he would have asked if Wraith also needed it if she hadn't grabbed it already. But she's got it, that's fine.
She'll pass it off to Harvey if you ask about it.
He won't. If he's seen that she's taken it, he won't ask about it.
Cool. I've put it in my pack for now, let's say. I've taken your valuables, brother.
250 gold. Take
Oh,
it.
thanks. I'll put it in my pack for now.
And I've got a potion of healing.
Oh, I'll do that.
This is sad. Oh,
It's
what else do I
really
have?
Too happy then.
I've got a healer's kit.
Here we go.
You've got one more healer's kit.
Thanks. Who didn't have a healer's kit?
I don't have a healer's kit, but Harvey should have it more than me.
I was gonna say Toki should have it because Toki is gonna be the one to stay up and use it on people.
Yeah, but Toki's got mad, like, healing spells.
Okay, if it's Harvey will take it.
Look, he doesn't always use his healing spells, but he's got him.
Oh. No clue.
If I'm gonna, okay, I don't want to mess up here.
Oh yeah, no, go for it,
Take
mate.
my items, please.
Yeah.
Can we just say that Wraith has my items?
Yeah, everything. Including all the little pages from Cecilia's.
I'll put his pack in my pack.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
His is smaller because his was a fashion backpack, let's say.
Indeed.
Mine was like the
Golden
practical
Gate and you
tactical
got
bag
packs
with
and
all the
packs and
stuff
packs.
you need. I carried the rations, the tent, the heavy thing.
I'm such a twat.
Wrath's gonna come back, like, if you get him back, and is gonna wake up in a grave and be like, someone's fucking robbed me. But yes, it takes you 8 hours, and you manage to dig the grave. That's too happy music. That music's too happy.
In which
Turn it off,
case-
turn it off. Sorry.
Toki's helping, he's not having a nap, he's helping.
We lower my brother gently into the grave. And then I'll be at the bottom
Of the
as
grave.
you pass him down
Oh, I
of the
understand.
grave.
Like, bury me with him.
End it. Don't worry about hell. Just let us both go. And she'll like tuck the tent a bit further around. In fact, no, she's not going to tuck the tent. She takes off her cloak and her scarf and she's going to wrap them around her brother.
Oh.
And then she will fly out of the grave.
Like a bat.
Dramatic. I like it.
It's dramatic. I love that.
Just adding something really awful to the calendar.
Oh no, don't do that.
Oh, now I have a death anniversary. Yeah.
Ah.
Thanks, Lauren. I appreciate it.
It wasn't that.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh god, what the fuck is happening?
Gentle repose lasts 10 days, yeah?
Oh,
But it's been
Should've-
one. Cool. That is. We will remember this. The day before Toki's birthday. Is when.
Gee.
Oh, good stuff, good
Oh
stuff.
fuck, Toki's birthday in 11 days. Oh my god.
Yeah.
if I come back undead, I'm gonna be so just. Raph put so much care into a skincare routine. It's not the one. It's just not.
Brave will wait to see if anyone wants to say anything.
I think Harvey's probably gonna do some more, like, the typical funeral prayers from home. Just head bowed, hands together.
What do they sound like?
Don't know, Lauren, what do they say?
Bloody hell, I don't bloody know.
Tell you what language they're probably in, otherwise.
Yeah, they're in, like, if you start doing, they're in, like, Dwarvish, and they're about, for anyone that speaks it, about, like, very formal, returning to the, not quite returning to the earth, less spiritual than that. Honestly, sort of, I think like Catholicism, something you'd associate with that. Yeah.
I'll go full Italian. Catholic.
Yeah. You put on a Pope hat. Yeah, is anyone else saying anything?
Toki will say, let me just find it. O Santa Perdita, Saint of Cycles, in this solemn rite we gather before you. As we mourn the loss of a cherished soul, we seek your solace, your wisdom true, embracing disease and decay's domain. You guide us through life's inevitable end, grant us strength as we bid farewell to our beloved, our dear departed friend.
Romeo,
And then-
yeah, sorry.
It's just gonna say thank you for helping me with my spell. I know it's not usually your way. If you can extend it any longer, I'd be very grateful. And did you want me to roll a demon?
Please do, yeah.
So 61.
Nice. The same presence that you felt when you were casting Gentle Repose, you do feel again, but weakly. More like a witness than anything else. The earth that you clawed out the way moves, rolling to cover Wrath. And then as it fills, he's going to say Wraith jumps out of the way.
I'm out. No, I flew out.
Yeah. Yes, oh yeah, you did. And covers him. And a fresh patch of grass will grow over the mound. And then some mushrooms, almost forming like a wreath on top. Blues and reds. Oh yeah, shit, sorry.
It's okay, I was just reads to you.
Haunted by grass. Yeah, and you are unsure if the presence has the power to extend Gentle Repose, but you sense, even if it doesn't, a desire to. But you definitely feel a witness here.
Thank you.
While they're standing by the grave, Wraith will turn to the river and crouch quietly and just gather up, using her water skin or whatever holder of water she has, just gather up some water in it. And then once she has, she will reach into her cape again and pull out a second necklace, a locket. And she'll just think quietly to herself, sending out to the ether, I'm sorry, you're a fool, I'm coming.
Nice.
Alanis will just do some prayers from her clan, so she'll just sort of quietly mutter in Sylvan about Rat's soul being free and above all boundaries in the world, and may it rest in peace and freedom forever.
Anybody else? We're all done.
Wraith will mark it on the map where they are.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you have buried him and said your last rites. The sun's beginning to set. You're still a day and a half from Guadarisma. What are you doing?
It was dawn a minute ago.
We wasted 8 hours digging this grave
Yeah,
to be
time
fair.
flies when you're digging graves.
This has been so depressing, like sad.
So sad, but so
Just death.
wholesome.
Death burial.
Yeah.
So a wedding and a funeral. What more could you want?
Can't believe Wrath doesn't know.
I know, devastated. I wanted you to be first person I told.
Well, he's the last now.
Do we end there and do an insight check, or is that for next week? When's our insight check?
It's, I think, scheduled for next week. If people want to stop, then we can. But there's a couple more things I kind of want to do before we do stop.
Then ignore me.
Fair.
So let's do the couple more things.
Yeah. So thank you for bringing it up though. What are you doing for the night? Are you stopping here? Are you carrying on? Are you going a bit further up?
Should we walk like a few hours so that we don't all have to sleep by Rath's grave and then camp for the night?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ray's very quiet now. I'm gonna say she's said more than she's ever spoken in her life.
Yeah, you keep walking then, and you make camp. You find just like a stop that looks like it's been stayed in loads. You see actually like wagon wheels of someone that probably was here, not the chocolates. Someone who was probably here like a day ago and has left tracks and there's still wet earth. And you settle down to make your camp, setting up however you may wish. What are people doing? Yeah, what is the kind of sleeping situation? Is anyone keeping watch? What's the situation?
So do we... what tents do we have left?
I think you have all of
Yes.
them now. I think you still have all of them.
One of them's very bloody.
yeah.
And some
Yeah.
mothballs and
Yeah, I don't know if I want to sleep in those.
Yeah, I reckon we just set up the other two.
Right, we've got
I assumed that tent was locked to the grave because
Yeah.
Wrath was wrapped in it. So that's
We
very
can
nice,
say
literally.
that you kept him wrapped in the tent, and then you just put the
Yeah.
scarf and the cloak on top, or wrap that around him. Yeah, that's fair. Boys tent, girls tent.
Thank God, then.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Watch this be the start of Harvey and Toki's relationship because they don't have Wrath as a buffer anymore.
Oh dear. Excellent. Yeah. And yeah, is anyone kind of keeping watch?
Lucky would keep first watch.
Mhm.
I can do the rest.
Nice. Awesome. Everyone gets.
Wraith will write in her journal before bed if there's any more messages. I don't expect there to be, but
Mhm. Yeah.
she'll
Go for it.
oh, go.
No,
go,
no,
you
no,
go.
no, no. I was playing off of you.
Okay, she will just not necessarily writing, but she's gonna draw the map of Caldetil, Caldetta with Caldetil and the route that they're planning on taking
Nice. Nice.
in the journal.
Nice one. You'll get back a sort of like, I read this message sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then also saying, help's on its way. I managed to find someone. They're coming. Yeah. And you fall into sleep, and Tucky, it's your watch. So could you please roll a perception check for me?
Yes.
Fucking frogs. We're dead.
You hear?
It's a 9.
It's a 9. You are very rightly distracted and like trying your best to keep focus, but like you're tired. It's been awful. And so Alanis is the only one that feels the disruption through the ether. And you, Toki, don't see the flash of like white light from within the forest. But Alanis, you bolt upright, sensing in the same way that you sense rifts. You sense that something has happened on a planar level, not too far from you.
I'm going to grab my bow and run out towards it, wherever the disturbance is.
Nice. You run out.
Do I wake up as
Probably.
as Alanis? Okay.
Yes, yeah. You run out and you see the remnants of this like glow of bright light. And Toki, something about it seems familiar to you. Like, I don't know, like you've known it for a while, but it's light. And it fades, and striding out of the woods towards you, the scroll of planar travel disintegrating. April, who was it?
So, out of the woods, you kind of see light, literally as Lauren described. And you start to see beautiful white feathered wings stretching out. You start to see the kind of silhouette of a woman, golden skin, beautiful long white hair curled immaculately, opalescent eyes. She is literally glowing, if Lauren allows it.
Oh, of course I do.
I would say she's giving off a bit of dim light. It radiates from her. She wears this beautiful, like, white dress, which kind of, like, the end of it is, like, ombre. It ends in kind of, like, pastel pinks and blues and purples. And she gives off what you feel like an aura of, like, comfort and warmth the closer she gets to you. Like, it's the feeling you get when you, like, hug a friend or family after a long time. Just by her presence being closer to you. Sorry, who's awake here?
Everyone but Harvey.
This is not me speaking, I'm asking. And you see above her head a golden halo. Gently floating. And she like tilts her head, seeing Wraith. Recognizing who she is. And just like kind of approaches and stands in silence in front of you.
And I thought I was his only angel.
Nice to see you, Bryce. It's been a long time.
Do I recognize this person?
No. I don't think so, unless April, you want to say no. Otherwise,
No. I think she knows who Bryce is.
yeah.
I can't say I've had the pleasure.
Oh, I'm Azariel, Angel of Death. Nice to meet your acquaintance. So what has happened here? Because I was told there'd been some gigantic shift by my superiors, and I just do not understand what has happened.
Well, it depends on who your superiors are.
I'm not at liberty to say.
I think you'll find I'm not at liberty to share.
Oh, that's very much like him. Right.
I'm sorry, who?
Your brother.
Inside check. Does she know my brother?
Yeah, roll it.
15.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You knew Icarus.
You? Where is he? I was told something regarding you two had happened. If that's correct, DM.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. See, everything up and down below is not as it should be right now.
Well, then you really are out of the loop.
Well, yes, they don't tend to let us all in on the secrets.
No, they don't.
DM, have I been sent by who you were mentioning?
Who was I mentioning?
Well, yes.
No,
I was confused.
you have
Okay,
not.
I
You
wasn't
have
sure.
not.
Alright, okay.
Oh, you're not the help that I thought.
No.
But you don't know that. But you don't know that. You were told very recently help was on the way, and here we have someone from another plane who knows your brother.
What's happened? I'm really on a bit, and she looks at her wrist, which doesn't have a watch, a bit of a time crunch. I'm gonna have to pop back to you.
Can I trust what she's saying?
She gets out a clipboard and just starts flipping through pages. Like,
Yeah.
Say this is
And roll an insight check.
Can I help?
again.
You could also roll one if you want, yeah.
13.
Good intentions, and this aura makes you feel like you can trust her. Like, getting down to business, clearly doesn't know what's happened. Has been sent here by someone to help, but herself seems invested as well.
Icarus
See,
is dead. We're going back to
What? I told him not to die.
Yes, well.
You've been away for weeks, months, I can't remember. And he's already... How did it happen?
It was my fault. He stayed in the wrong place and got attacked.
And I didn't heal him, so it was my fault too.
I stabbed him in the
It
gut
was
7
not Poppy's
times.
fault, it was my fault. She was not herself.
I don't know,
That's
I've had
part
to
of
go
staying in the wrong
times,
place, so it's my fault.
but It's no one's fault.
Very confused. I don't know what to do.
Anyway,
Insight check on everyone.
If you'd like to, yeah.
Shit. Got 11 plus something. Well, new stats, okay.
Yeah.
So, 18.
They all seem very convinced it's their fault.
Well, I don't think death is anyone's fault, really. It's inevitability in life, so, you know, don't feel too bad about it.
Wraith rolls her eyes, going back to herself a little bit.
Met angels before, Brycera?
Pardon?
Have you met angels before?
I haven't had the luxury.
Ah, I bow in front of you.
I'll glance at the rest of my party and be like, take notes.
I'd have got down on my knees and pledged to you if I thought you'd have liked it.
Oh, no, I'm not really into that. Kind of my superior's end of the stick.
And your superior is?
My superior's name is... And as she goes to say it, it's like... And so she can't say it.
Dispater?
Do I know... I assume I know who Dispater is. Or do I? He's the hot guy from hell.
Yeah, that's all you know. I'll say that's all you know.
I mean, I heard he's very attractive.
Well, yes. I heard he was taken.
He was the gossip? Oh,
Just a rumour.
by who?
Oh, I'm not at liberty to say. I...
Oh, fuck.
Then I said to myself,
You have too? Oh, it's so annoying.
frustrating.
Indeed. So where is his body?
Buried.
About 3 hours that way.
Oh,
6 feet deep.
oh. Well. Are you okay?
Do I look okay?
No, but I found it was,
She does not look okay.
no. Well, I'm sorry for your loss. But, death is rarely the end. It's okay. I presume his soul is somewhere down below.
That's so I'm told.
Do you know who has it?
Not currently. I have people looking.
Mm. Do I know anything about where his soul might have gone? No. Well, what a pity. Well, and she writes something down on her clipboard.
Wraith will try and look at it without making it obvious.
Oh! She tucks her clipboard to her chest. No.
I think what you do see you cannot read.
Cool.
Cheeky one, you.
Yes, well, I am related to my twin.
Yes, that does make a lot of sense, to be honest. You do look almost identical. It's crazy.
Hence, identical twins.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
why are you here, and how do you know my brother?
Well, I would say I am somewhat of his counterpart in the celestial plane, let's say. I presume you know that he is the Grim Reaper in hell. I am the counterpart. Bo.
He's the devil on your shoulder, and you're the angel on their shoulder.
Well, I'm generally known as the Angel of Death, but I feel that's a bit of a, like, let down of a name.
Every time she says angel, Wraith's brow like furrows a tiny bit in frustration.
Do you not believe me? Look at this!
No, not at
Things
all.
a halo.
Contrary to popular belief, not everything is about you, dearest.
Oh, you flatter me.
Ugh, I don't like her. She'll say that.
Well, he didn't like me either at first. It's okay. You know, we tend to be like mortal enemies, celestial devils. It's okay,
Insight
though.
check.
We'll
Are
be
they
great
mortal
friends.
enemies?
Go for
What's
it.
the
Go for it.
vibe
Go for it.
picking up
Yeah.
between this person and my brother? That is it's more than a 15 now. That is 21.
Over April, you. So, something.
I mean, the comment was mainly about devils and angels don't really get on.
Okay.
It's mainly what she was referring to.
Oh, okay.
In terms of if you're trying to inquire what her relationship with Wrath was.
Yeah.
On what did you roll?
21.
They, as counterparts, had a working relationship. But you're not quite sure if that was the full extent of it, I would say.
We both had secret relationships, didn't we?
I couldn't possibly say.
I glanced at Harvey. How is Harvey taking all this?
Harvey's asleep.
Harvey will have woken up at the sound of voices. No one is sleeping soundly.
Okay. He's like crawling out of the tent and like there's a light. He's like, what the fuck?
Good morning! How are you?
Oh, look, Harvey, it's my brother's angel.
I mean, I'm nobody's angel.
You're Death's angel.
Yes, that's true, but that's no fun, is it?
My brother's plenty fun.
Yes! That is true. Literally,
I'm sorry, what's happening?
I'm Asriel, nice to meet you.
He'll just hold out his hand like automatically. I feel like it's nice.
And you feel like warmth radiate into you as you touch her. It's comforting.
That's really cute.
Mhm.
He's so out of it. He's just like, this might as well happen. Sure.
Adorable. Yeah, with the making of new friends, new mortal enemies, that is where we will leave this session because it's gone 10. And we'll pick up next week.
So emotional.
I know. So thank you very much, everybody. I'll stop the record.